Hey guys, I got a new Red Eyes deck profile for you guys today. Today it's we went with something more combo. You know, Dragon Link has been running around again, so it gave me some inspiration to try and like try something out a little bit. You know, with like Erratic, Borderlord Savage, and put back in like the rockets a little bit. There's a new rocket that came out like a couple sets ago, and like I never got to test them out. So we finally got something going. So let's get it started. We got two Red Eyes Black Dragons. We're not playing like the Gemini anymore. We have to like cut like as many bricks as possible, and like two is like perfectly like enough that we need and everything. Oh, by the way, I have like colored nails now. And the two is like what we need, like one for our Malefic, one for like insight or something, or if we draw into it, it's like discard cost, whatever, and stuff like that. So two has been like our like new like ratio, which is really good. Unfortunately, there's a few cool artworks, and we only get to see two, but we can alternate them as we go. Moving on from that, we have three Black Metal Dragons. Of course, every time there's a starter, and we have several ways of getting to him. We have one for one, we have Drake Connection, which has been like doing really well in the deck. We tried Small World, me and Mr. Trent himself, and it's really good because for future reference, if you guys want to try it, you can Small World, you can show Effect Veiler, Nibiru, and then Black Metal Dragon. Because Black Metal Dragon and Nibiru they're not the same level by in the slightest. But they both have 600 defense, and Nibiru and Effect Veiler are both lights. You can also do Nibiru Effect Veiler into Black Metal because him and Effect Veiler are both level 1. And then the other one was, I believe it was like Effect Veiler, Ash, and then Black Metal. So there's a couple of like really good like hand traps you can run to Small World into him, but it was a little too specific. Like it's like Small World's just like a neg 1, so I just didn't like it that much because it's Dragon Link. You do have your combo with just him, but the more extended you have, the better board you can make. So we decided not to play it. Moving on from that, for our other Red Eyes monsters, we play one Malefic and two Darkness Metal. Malefic has been like in the combo for like a long time now. Like our standard Red Eyes deck is like always playing Malefic. Malefic is just really good. He's a free summon, and this deck has two field spells like Dragon's Ravine or the Boot Sector launch. So like even if you like have like a weird hand, like more likely than not you'll be able to do something with him at least. Because like we don't always XYZ with him, but there's always something going on with him. So he's really solid for that. Two Darkness Metals because we have turn 2 plays, like if you want to like Erratic, summon Black Metal, search for this, try and get something else going, or simply just if you need something else, like if you need to search for like a discard fodder, or if you already had your Red Eyes, you can send it off of Insight. The second Darkness Metal comes in clutch a lot, but like it's like whatever's going on, like he's like very versatile. You can use him, like if you have him in your hand, he's gonna be good for something. If you discard him, if you send him, he's gonna serve some kind of purpose. So he's good at 2, and he's basically replaced the spot of the third Red Eyes, and he's a lot more usable in hand with awkward hands. Next in our Rocket package, we have 3 Tracers. Tracers just really good. Like 3 Tracers, quick launch, and all that nonsense. It's a really solid like little engine. Like I don't really like the full like just Rocket deck as like a thing. Like I feel like limiting yourself from the extra deck with just darks. I feel like that's just something you don't want to do that often, you know. But once you use like the Rocket Tracer, it's already like towards like the end of your combo, so it doesn't really matter that much. He's basically like, once you have like a card to destroy, he's basically like a pseudo 1 card like Borderlord Savage. So he's like really really cool. Next we play one Silver Rocket. This is our level 4 target for him to summon. We play like the high risk game. We only play one of him. Like one level 4 that's not a non-tuner. And it's worked out pretty well. There was no situation where like I drew him and I was like, damn it, because if you draw him, you can just summon off of Boot Sector, because Boot Sector summons 2 rockets, and then you can just summon something else off of him. Like we have this really nice card called Rocket Caliber, and he's a level 4 tuner. So like you make Borderlord Savage with him, and if you have him and another level 4, because we play the Chaos Dragons, then you can summon like the Chaos Synchro, Chaos Ruler, Synchro 8, or he also has an effect where you can tribute him and summon a dark dragon or a machine from your hand. The machine is never going to come up in this deck, but the dark dragon does. You can special summon something like, well, I mean, you can special summon Darkness Metal anyway, but actually you wouldn't really want to banish him because Boot Sector is a graveyard effect. Affect summon from the grave. But you can summon something like Darkness Metal. You can summon like another Black Metal Dragon from your hand and do like a little combo with him. You can summon like a lot of different things off of him. He's also good to quick launch into, and like let's say you start with 2 Black Metal Dragons and they got rid of like the one you normal summoned. Then you can like special summon him off of quick launch, tribute him, special summon the Black Metal. There's a lot of cool things you can do. He's just a really good monster. And lastly, we have one Rocket Synchron. He's really good for the, we play like quite a few level 7s, and he can go into Boardload Savage, he can go into the Chaos Ruler, but he works really well with the Chaos Ruler because you can use him and the Chaos Ruler to make Hot Red Dragon Abyss. So he's really, really good in that sense. He's also a level 1 for Drake Connection too. And 1 for 1 if you're going to go that Synchro route. Forgot this guy. And then we also play the one Router to send off of Dragon's Ravine to search for any one of our rocket monsters. More likely than not, you're searching for a Tracer. But if you already have a Tracer, you need to search for anything else. Like I said before, you can summon multiple off of the field spell. So yeah, he's chilling. And also, he's cool if you draw into him, because you can just special summon if you control a rocket. So he's pretty versatile in that sense. Pretty chilling. We play one Noctovision, because Noctovision is just like a really good one-of. Like if they have some random, like, we set our Red Eye spell as Red Eye traps. So if they like target it with Cosmic Cyclone, they pay 1,000, discard or banish this from the grave, negate it. He's another level 7. He's which is good for Drake Connection and our Flare Metal plays. When he's linked away, he draws a card. So sometimes I like Heradic, summon him, and if I have IP, and then IP into like Unicorn, discard whatever is left in my hand, and then draw another card, so I replace the resource. It's really cool. Get rid of one of their cards. He just has so many, like everything he does is versatile. Special summon a Dark Dragon. Almost everything we have is Dark Dragon. Special summon him for free. He's just extremely good. He's too good not to play, even if it's just like one card or one copy. Next we play one Tempest, because like Tempest is a really good send if we already have the Router Dragon. Like if we start with Router, or if we start with this, then we're almost guaranteed to go into like Flare Metal play, outside of hand traps, disruptions, and stuff like that. So he's extremely good, and and after like the combo, there's so many dragons in grave. He's basically like a free monster every single turn to help you like link climb it to something else to break whatever hat they have on their board, stuff like that. He's extremely good in that, right? Next we have our 2 Chaos Dragons, Wyvern Buster, Collapse Serpent. Drawing into the Light Dragon is like really good. Drawing into the Dark Dragon, not as much, because like we do play the Buster Protector Whelp in the extra deck, which is like one of our few main light monsters, and so drawing him, like you got to go out of your way to kind of get things going. But drawing him is like free level 4, like things are going smooth and everything. Him is a little tricky, but any level 4 dragon that's free is like perfectly fine. Next we play one Chalice Guard Dragon. He mainly just helps with our Red Eye stuff, but we were thinking about cutting him, but we're not too sure yet, because he is another level 1 for Black Metal Dragon, Drake Connection, and he does help you get a Red Eyes Black Dragon on the field from the graveyard. But that's like usually my like rule of thumb is like, if I'm playing Dragon's Ravines targets, I'll play 2. If you draw into 1, you send the other one, and so in like usual builds, I'll play these 2. If I draw Tempest, I'll send him, vice versa. But because we have these 2, I don't think he's as necessary anymore. Like, he does still do stuff, and he still comes in handy occasionally for, like, backup plays and whatnot. And he's a good hit off of Chaos Ruler, but still up in the air. And we also play Buster Dragon, because, shout out to Duelist VTuber Peter Bruce for giving me the idea of summoning Buster Dragon off of your own Heradic, and then Fang with Chain onto your own monster, because then he's then equipped to a monster, and so he locks your opponent out of the extra deck. It's really good for a lot of decks. Like if they have Super Poly, they're just gonna chain into it to like that's like the main thing you're trying to like Buster lock around Super Poly. If they have it, whatever, yeah, they got it. But a lot of decks that don't have stuff like that, like It's just a very random thing to do. It's gonna catch people off guard, and like you go a little neg, but if they don't have the out, it's like, especially if you equip it to like flare metal, it can't be destroyed by card effects. Like it gets a little rough. And then if you have like an extra Flangwood Chain or Link Karibo or something to protect it, because the monster is going to become the attack of this. So the monster is going to end up being 400 attack, just like easily attacked over. But like once you protect that monster, it's like it's curtains. For our hand traps, we play 3 effect veilers. Like ever since like I picked up like secret rare imperms, that has been my like one of my favorite hand traps of all time. Like I've always played it. But we switched to effect veiler in this build because for a chaos ruler and for our light monster, or for our monsters that need lights and grave, and effect veiler has been putting in work. He's been doing extremely well in this deck. He's like if you go second, you just effect veil or something, maybe twice. Then you have lights and grave if you draw the dark. If you draw a collapse serpent, if you go into chaos ruler, whatever, man. He just puts in work for setup, and he's really strong. Like in like every meta, there's no like I can't even think of a time where effect veiler wasn't good. Like he's just a homie, my best friend. Next we have 3 Drake Connection. Drake Connection is like it's a like best searcher that doesn't really like it searches, but like it's like a neg 1 search, just like Small World, but it's less specific. It's a lot easier to use. Since it's Dragon Link, everything is dragons, everything is an extender of some kind, either a combo piece or an extender. You can like easily trade away something that you don't need. Like if you draw into Red Eyes Black Dragon, you just send it away, search for Apps Router, search for Tempest, search for Nocto Vision. Like simple. If you draw into something that's not Black Metal Dragon, like the Rocket Synchron, whatever, level 1 dragons, you can easily get this and then just go off with your combo. And even if you have something that's decent, like even if you have like a Nocto Vision, you can still activate this because you don't reveal for cost, and like this card's like a little scary when you first read it, so it's like they might. It's really good like Ash bait because it's like people know like how strong dragons are. So if they just think like he's gonna reveal anything and just like get anything from the deck, it's a little scary. Like even if they don't Ash it, they will think a few minutes before they Ash it, before they like say it's fine. Like this will keep them on their toes, and then you can usually tell from there like they probably have an Ash. Moving on to our 1-ofs, we have 1-for-1 Call by the Grave, Monster Reborn. So 1-for-1 is another way of getting to our Black Metal Dragon for combo. And most of the stuff we discard has graveyard effects, so that's like that discard is irrelevant. Call by the Grave, we're a combo deck. You gotta hit like ashes and effect veilers and stuff like that. Monster Reborn, in case something does get hit, we have an extended or try and like get us out of our loop or whatever, which does come in handy. And sometimes it'll help you it'll even help you extend from a good board to like a great board, which is the right like monster you summon. So not too much to say about these. Next, for field spells, we are playing 1 Dragon's Ravine to search off of our Juggernaut Knight Romulus, and 1 Boot Sector launch to search off of our Striker Dragon. Boot Sector is going to summon most times Tracer, and hopefully another monster on top of that. And Dragon's Ravine is going to send our Apps Router or our Tempest, depending on what we have, what we need. They just work really well, and they help whichever one you keep is really good for your next turn. Like if your board gets broken, you can summon 2 or as many different names from your graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls more than you. And Dragon's Ravine, just what's it called? It'll help you send like Tempest or something if you need it later. Like these are really good turn 2 cards as well. They both serve like a really good purpose. We play 1 Insight because it puts a normal Red Eyes in grave and gets us our Fangwood Chain, so it's like double setup for like Flare Metal. It's like summon another monster to extend with, maybe make a erratic or something, and our Fangwood Chain to do our Buster Lock or just disrupt our opponent. We play 3 Quick Launch. It's a really good card. It's emergency teleport, but for rockets, which are just insanely good. There's not really too much to say. It's not once per turn you summon and then like they get destroyed at the end phase or whatever, but that's just completely irrelevant. Tracer, and then summon Tracer, activate quick launch, and then like target the quick launch is like you get like 3 monsters. There's just so much you can do off of that. It's a really good card. Next we play 3 Old Legacy Guard Dragons. Because our Guard Dragon deck is built around Black Metal Dragon, Old Legacy Guard Dragon, Black Metal Dragon is just a really good start. You can get a lot going, get a lot of extra resources, and just basically do most of the combo with just that. And then whatever extenders you have on top of that just makes it even better. Yeah, not really too much to say. Like, it's just a really good card in Dragon Link. And lastly, for our main deck, we have 2 Red Eyes Fang with Chains. This is like our main like Red Eyes Disruption, and on top of that, it is like our Buster Lock, or our way of Buster Locking people. Which like I haven't done too much because sometimes it's just better to just leave them with the extra deck. Like, what if they summon you, just take it with Fang with Chain or whatever, or just bounce it with Erratic. But it's still a cool combo, and it's still fun to do here and there. Moving on to our extra deck, we have one. Wait a minute, I made a weird noise. We have 1 Link Revo. I just do all the Link ones at the same time. 1 Link Revo, 1 Striker Dragon, and 1 Guard Dragon Pisty. So Striker Dragon, so if you don't have World Legacy Guard Dragon, you're going to normal summon Black Metal, go into Striker Dragon, and just go off from there. If you do have World Legacy Guard Dragon, you're going into Link Karibo, and then like summoning it back, Pisty, moving it over, and just doing stuff with that. Both of these are like extremely good in their own like right. Like obviously you don't need to worry about the World Legacy Guard Dragon with this one, but with this one you need to worry about getting hand trapped. But with this one you have a lot more like the World Legacy Guard Dragon could be replaced with different like extender that can help you do something else, whatever. But like they're both still really good. And if you do one, then you'll have like the other 2 for like later if it comes up. Sometimes it does. Moving on from that, we have a bunch of Link 2s actually. It's like splites with all these Link 2s. We have Erratic, we have IP Masquerena, we have Protector Whelp, and we have our Dragoonity Romulus. So Erratic is one of our main disruptions. It gives us another, it bounces a card not on target, so it outs a lot of problems. It gives us another dragon for our next turn plays to extend with or do whatever with. Like you can summon like the Noct Division, like I said earlier, with IP, link them away for Unicorn, get rid of a card, draw a card. You can summon Rocket Synchron, and then use him and Chaos Ruler, make a hot red Abyss. This is like so many options. You can summon Darkness Metal and like use it for Fang with Chain, whatever. Protector Whelp is a dragon, is a light, and on top of that, it's easily linked into. It's any 2 monsters, completely generic, and it helps clog a lot of board. It helps unclog our board sometimes, and like I said, you just put a dragon, you put a light and a dragon. It's just really good for like certain like Pisty stuff and just like little tricks you can do to like make our Chaos Ruler come back. Really good. And then we play 1 Romulus, which is like essential for like the Red Eyes now. Like I can't imagine not playing it without the Dragon's Ravine, searching for the Tempest. He also has a nice effect to like summon a dragon from your hand, but it can't be used as link material. But if you summon a level 7 dragon, then you can just use it for XYZ material. It's really cool utility. Next we have, for Link 3s, we have 1. With IP, sometimes we summon Unicorn, so we can Unicorn, spin something on their turn. Or on our turn, spin something that like is like annoying to deal with. So, not really too much to say about him, other than that he's CR. But like, you know, it's just Unicorn. He's chilling. And we have 2 Link 4s. So depending on the board you have, you can IP into an Appaloosa, which is pretty good, pretty solid, depending on the matchup. Like, Appaloosa is just a really hard card to get rid of, especially when it can't be destroyed by card effects. So there's that. And Avermax, which is another another card that deals with problem cards, just like Erratic, but he's a lot more violent, which is better. But yeah, like Avermax is just really good. It's hard to out sometimes. Appaloosa is really like oppressive against certain matchups, like very monster oriented decks. So yeah, these 2 are just really good. There's options. They're not really something you're gonna end off with. Like I said, you're gonna IP into either one of them, because it helps make them like so much harder to get rid of, or so much harder to deal with. So yeah, believe it or not, we actually have a link 5. We have the Borland Dragon. Borland Dragon is like really good in terms of like annoyingness. Like he's got like the Avermax like thing where he can't be destroyed by battle, can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted by monster effects, I believe it was. I didn't actually use him too much. He's something we just threw in, and like it came up here and there, but like not as much as this guy. But he is still like, he's hard to get rid of, and he negates a monster, and your opponent can't respond to it. He's like extremely annoying to deal with, but he is really good in that, right? And not only like that, like I said, he has like all this protection. He's 3500. He's big. He gets over stuff. He's a little hard to get into. That's the only thing. Like if we had a more rocket based deck, I think he'd be a lot better. Moving on to our synchros, we have the one Chaos Ruler and the one Borload Savage Dragon. Borload Savage Dragon puts in work. If you have like Borload Savage Dragon equipped with like Romulus, he's like 3600, 2 negates, like you negate something during their turn, you negate something during your turn. It's like extremely good. And on top of that, you have like maybe an effect veiler in hand, you have like the Fang with Chain set, you have the Heretic, and then like he's just like really good. Most of the time, you're stopping your opponent with your disruptions. You're using the Heretic bounce, you're using the IP into Unicorn, you're using the Fang with Chains and all that, and or maybe an effect veiler in hand, like I said, and that's what you're stopping your opponent with. He is just to prevent something from breaking your board, because like the boards you build aren't that strong, but they're easy to like make and then maintain, and like his negates are just protecting the board. Outside of that, he doesn't like, you should have enough disruptions to where they're not getting over your board, and if they do have something, they just randomly activate something, then you can negate it with that, and then your next turn you're just finishing them off. Chaos Ruler, on the other hand, he plays an interesting part in the deck. Like the deck for sure has a lot of strong spells and traps, but like once you've like searched out all your Boot Sector, your Dragon Intervene, all your Red Eyes traps, once you've done like the entire combo and got everything you needed from the deck, you go into a Chaos Ruler to see if you can get into another extender, because you can add like the lighter Dark Dragon, Collapse Serpent, Wyvern Buster. You can add Effect Veiler, but at the same time you can dump Tempest, you can dump the World Chalice Guard Dragon into the graveyard, which can help you extend just a little bit more. And that's like the main reason why you play him for. And also, like I said, you can make him into Hot Red Abyss and like bring him back. He's another material. Like he's good in like both of those rights. But he does play his part very well. And he's also really easy to summon 3000. Next we have the one Hot Red Abyss, which like when you have like the Borload Savage with a negate still on field, sometimes 2 negates, because you just disrupted your opponent so many times that like they haven't done anything worth like Borload Savage negating. Sometimes you still have the 2 negates on him, and then your next turn you bring back the Chaos Ruler, you summon this guy, and you have to deal with the 2 negates, and then like whatever else you've added onto the board, and it's like they're already low on resources, and it's like it's just too much. Or by that point you're gonna finish them off with these 2, and whatever sets they have like cannot come back and get you. And also you can summon any tuner back, so you can get like the Dragon Buster back or something like that, and like Fang would chain it with whatever leftover Red Eyes monster. It's random nonsense you can do. Cool guy. Lastly, we have the one Flare Metal Dragon, which like if you have this and the Borload Savage and like random negates, random disruptions on top of all that, like it's just a really hard board to combat, because they're trying to do all this stuff and it's getting disrupted, not negated. So it's like it's not going anywhere, but it's burning them on top of all that. Especially against decks that just have like so many effects to activate, like splites when they summon, they search, and they swap frog. Swap frog does like 20 effects in like one turn off of that one card. So it's like he can be really annoying, and he can get really scary really fast. And sometimes like they'll get like the pressure will like really take over and like get on some people and try and like out it right away with like Zeus's or like stuff like that. So like sometimes they'll just have a subpar board because they have to get rid of him, but then it leaves you to like make a better board next turn, and then just like either finish them off or put them in a bad spot, whatever. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any recommendations on things I should try out, rocket cards I should read, check out, whatever, generic dragons, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to check them out. Thank you for watching.